Elliot Erwitt once said, "To me, photography is an art of observation. It's about finding something interesting in an ordinary place. I found it has little to do with the things you see and everything to do with the way you see them." Elliot is an advertising and documentary photographer who is known for his black and white pictures, which is just one of the many different styles that have developed throughout the years. I want to convince you today that photography is one of the most attainable and rewarding art forms today. We will discuss how easy it is to become part of the photography community, the many different styles of photography, and how it can change your world when you consider yourself a photographer. In today's society, we are surrounded and bombarded with electronics, and our lives are consumed by them. According to GSMA intelligence, over 51% of the world's population has a smartphone at their fingertips, and the number will only continue to climb. Statistics tells us that in 2016, the estimated number of digital camera owners in the U.S. alone is approximately 118 million. It has never been easier to take photos and share them with the world. Even the person who has a phone and any form of social media can instantaneously consider themselves a photographer. The first step on your journey to become a cameraman or camerawoman is just to get out there and start. There's an old saying of practice makes perfect, and it is especially true in picture taking. The more you get yourself out in the world, the more opportunities you can encounter to find the style that best suits you. There are countless YouTube videos, forums, books, websites, etc. to help you learn the ins and outs of shooting photos. For example, when shooting, you want to make sure that you use the rule of thirds to make your photo more appealing. The rule of thirds is basically seeing the world as a grid when using your phone or camera, and aligning the subject of interest in a manner that would be at the intersections of the imaginary grid. After snapping the photo, you want to decide whether or not you want to edit the photo to make it more personalized. There are many different types of editing software on the market. On a smartphone, it even allows you to do it from there. Playing with the highlights, shadows, whites, darks, contrasts, exposures, and colors will help you find a style that fits you. I find that bringing down the highlights and bringing up the shadows allows for more detail and color within the picture to emerge. You've edited this amazing picture now. What will you ever do with it? Places like Instagram allow for you to show the world what you're made of and let those creative juices be released into cyberspace for all to see. Now you can sit back and let those likes roll in. When you find yourself having trouble figuring out what you want to focus on as a photographer, picking a style to shoot with can help narrow down a broad category. Let us take a look at a few methods of shooting that are. Portraits are a popular focus among the photography community. Most of the time, the portraits are when there is one human subject being shot. While still a very broad category, people often evoke real emotion to which the viewers can relate to and feel moved. Often portraits can tell stories on their own as well. Landscape photography can be another focus in which a photographer takes a large scene, whether urban or rural, and uses their surroundings of the land as their artwork. This type of shooting can be seen as easiest because of the fact that everywhere you go, you can shoot a landscape. There really isn't any specific setup for these. You just have to take your camera everywhere with you and always be on the lookout for something that appeals to your eye for this one. Now the last one I don't recommend for the faint of heart, and it's definitely not one that can be done with a simple smartphone either. Wedding photography can be high stress and fast paced, but can also be the most rewarding type of photography because of the fact that you are in charge of capturing a couple's most exciting and intimate day. Typically, these are an all-day shoot with interaction with a good amount of people and lots of emotions. You have to be the type to take charge and act like you know what you're doing. This type of shooting is also the best paying in regards to the others, as long as you don't mind the amount of weight on your shoulders. I have found photography to be a very special form of art. It can be a thing that changes your entire being and the way you think. Photography forces you to slow down and really experience the moments of life and the moments of life before you get into a state where you're constantly searching for the next shot, whether you have your camera or not. I have found it to be a therapeutic outlet because you can do it by yourself, thinking on the life ahead of you and what you have experienced. A lot of photographers showcase what they have been through with their art and use it as a way of sharing a part with them, a part of them with the world. You get to share other people's journeys and feelings as well. Capturing the raw emotion makes you appreciate the fact that your subjects, granted they are human, have their own life narrative and things that make them unique. Photography gives you a community to be a part of, which allows you to grow as a person and feel connected to the world. The group of people most of the time give you positive feedback and pointers to help you evolve into a better shooter. They make you feel appreciated for bringing the art to the table to be seen. In the fast-paced world of today that keeps us always moving, it can be good to stop and look at the beauty around us. Photography helps us gain that kind of mindset. Remember, anyone with a smartphone or camera can jump in on the photography, find their own style, let their art shape their minds, and allow them to appreciate the things that life has to offer. Thank you for taking the time to listen, and I hope that I have showed you how easy and rewarding it is to shoot photos. They say a picture is worth 1,000 words, so let the images speak to you.